Well, good evening. Welcome to the podcast for pet parents, sponsored by Giggling Paws and Pets. I'm JR, and joining us tonight is JC, Chris, Ramon, and Raydell. GPP is a company that provides networking services to pet parents to enhance the nurturing, health, and safety of pets. We actually created this podcast to bring pet lovers together for laughter and information. We also want to use our platform to bring awareness to animal shelters and rescuers, and we always encourage animal adoption. And tonight's topic, we're going to talk about our feline friend and cats. And it's really interesting because cats are, I guess, what you might consider that delicate pet. But unfortunately, guys, they're the most abused pet. They're even more abused than dogs. So, what do you guys have to say about that?
When you say abuse, what do you mean? What are the lines of being abused with cats? Are they being to where they've been abandoned or
Kicked, hurt, killed, attacked, just abused.
I think
And go ahead.
I think that might just comes with the territory. Most people, cats are not their number one pet. When I say that is to where most people are not cat friendly. I mean, they're more friendly to dogs because a dog will. I mean, cats will attack you back, but a dog, if you do something wrong there, you get a dog cornered. A dog gonna attack you, especially depending on the
Well,
breed.
both of them attack you, right?
What's that?
Both of them will attack you.
Yeah, they both will attack you, but you're not talking like a dog to where his bite is a 5-inch bite versus a cat to where their bite is probably a half of an inch, maybe an inch to a half of an inch. So you ain't you ain't never heard nobody being mauled by a domestic cat. They've been mauled by tigers and stuff like that. But as just far as a domestic cat, people kind of let that sense of security down when they thinking about cats.
Well, that's interesting because I've been, a dog, or I had multiple dogs, but never really owned a cat. But I guess in terms of just outright fear, I'm more fearful of cats than I am of dogs. Because cats are sneaky.
Correct. They are.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. I really don't have, this is a sensitive subject because, me having allergies, I can't talk about cats because you get a cat near me, my eyes get puffy and red and I start to sniffling and sneezing. So, yeah, but I have heard, cats are sneaky, but a cat will scratch the hell out of you though. You're talking about a bite, but a cat will whoop your tail now.
Yeah, they will. I mean, that's granted. That's granted that they will. But when I think about that, Himalayan snowshoe, and he gonna bite me. His mouth is about that big. But if I got a German Shepherd or a pit bull, they gonna probably lock around my ankle or whatever. If I don't do nothing right, they gonna snatch that thing out of there. So a Himalayan snowshoe can probably only snag my jeans.
Like you could look at a dog, and depending on the dog, it depends on if you can be scared or not. But I don't care what kind of cat you see, you can be scared of. You just not gonna trust it. Don't matter what it look like.
The cat will jump on you. The cat will jump on
you.
Yeah.
So
I was looking out my window today. I had to do a double take because this cat was walking down the street, and this cat was so big, I actually thought it was a bobcat.
You gotta be kidding me.
Man, that cat was huge.
Wow.
And so cats, you run up on a cat, it just seems to create more inherent fear than if you just run up on a dog.
I'm the opposite. If a cat, my thing of it is, I'm stomping. He gonna be moving. Even if he jump, and he gonna jump, but so much. But I look at the mouth. It's the mouth that I'm saying. Yeah, you gonna scratch me, but that dog gonna try to do some damage with them.
A cat will bite you too now, but I just look at the sneakiness of a cat and the way that they can move around. Cat mess around and jump on you and can catch you off guard. That joker can actually hurt you.
Yeah.
But that's just my insight on the cat. But the conversation supposed to be on what? Cat cruelty?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So
I think the reason why people are cruel to them is they cruel to you too.
What did you say, Ray?
No, I said, so what about the animal abuse? We know they can hurt us, but what about the humans hurting the animals?
Well, again, it's
right now
a bit of that going around because, as I indicated, cats are the most abused pet. And it might be that retaliation thing because, when a cat hunches its back up and starts making that hissing sound, they get in attack mode. And I think probably humans, we want to retaliate. And so when the cat gets in that attack mode, I think it provokes humans. Yeah. Where because of their size, we're larger than the cat, we feel like we can overpower the cat.
Correct.
And so I think that might attribute to a lot of that abuse that, cat just not going to take a whole lot of mess from people.
Correct. Yeah, that's probably, and that's one of the instincts that, like I said, naturally, we're gonna probably snatch the cat with a dog. You're not gonna really just at that point you can be like, whoa, this is a dog, this is a cat, but it's a dog. What are some of the things? I wonder what are some of the things that would kind of curtail that abuse. I mean, what are reactions of how you should actually handle the cat in that situation? That's my thing of it is, or how many things that we can do to avoid that.
Talk nice to him. Yeah. Hey, kitty.
Yeah.
Talk nice to him.
I think just probably that's one. That's probably one of the things. I guess we should probably actually look at is the awareness of cats, how to handle, cats that are not a stray cat, that's approaching. What are some of the things that will probably trigger a cat to even attack? Because they're not naturally attack animals. Then they'll probably run from you, but probably before they attack you.
Now I was just looking here. Well, Spotify has ensured that we can make our cats happy in our absence because 71% of pet owners have played music for their cats, and 8 in 10 owners believe that their cats like music. So if you want to keep your cat in a good frame of mind, maybe put some spinners on or some Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Well, just showing love. I mean, people don't realize that just showing them attention, and without showing them attention, that's another form of animal abuse in itself. Just showing animal neglect is just a form of animal abuse in itself.
Right.
You just gotta, love your animal.
Yeah.
Yep. Anything else you guys want to share with our audience?
No, I just think, like I said, I think that the awareness of how to actually, if there's a cat in your presence, or if you're an owner of a cat, that's what we have to understand here is, are we talking about the, abuse by owners, or are we talking about abuse by general? Because cats are going to be more that pet that you probably see that you don't, you know, it may not be yours, but they may be stray in your neighborhood versus a dog. I mean, I got one that comes out every night about the same time.
Mhm.
You know, when I'm out, I can guarantee you that he's out, and it's somebody's cat because he's taking care. Even one of my neighbors, he had a cat that they would just let him out, you know, and he would just roam and come right back and lay on the front porch, and they let him back in the house.
Well, the abuse is coming more from the pet owners,
Okay.
and the studies have shown that cat abuse is being related to actual human abuse in the home. You know, some experts have indicated that where you find pet abuse, there's human abuse that's likely to be going on in that household as well.
Okay.
And so, you know, those individuals that may be abusing their spouse or abusing their kids are highly likely to be a pet abuser.
You got to be kidding me.
Yep. So the idea is that we want to make sure that, you know, we are advocates that if you have a pet that you're abusing, hey, just get rid of it. Take it to the shelter.
Yeah.
You know, just don't continue to abuse it because, you know, we talked about on an earlier segment that there is now a Pet and Women Safety Act of 2017. And that bill actually has a criminal code that broadens the definition of stalking to include conduct that causes a person to experience a reasonable fear of death or serious bodily injury to his or her pet.
Correct.
Additionally, an interstate violation of protection order includes interstate travel with the intent to violate a protection order against a pet that's included within the scope of the protection order.
Now, was that brought about? I remember there was an athlete that his girlfriend or something, if I can recall, there's an athlete that his girlfriend actually had a dog, and that he killed the dog. You know, he thought that, you know, versus harming her, he intentionally abused the dog. Was that in line with that situation?
Oh, you can go to jail.
Yeah.
You can go to jail.
Yeah, he harmed the dog versus harming her, and he actually did get a fine. I can't remember what the penalty was, but he actually did get a fine for that. I want to say it was right here in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the athlete himself, he was a football player, and he basically killed the dog, her personal dog, his girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah, because it was something that they had an argument about.
He wanted to do something that was going to get close to breaking her heart.
Yeah. You know, he couldn't physically harm her, so he harmed the dog, not thinking that, hey, that's a human too, basically.
Well, she could have reported him, and he may have been in more serious trouble hurting the dog.
Yeah. Well, actually, he did. Like I said, I mean, there was a penalty. I mean, I had to research it, but there was a penalty behind that.
Mm-hmm. Anything else we want to share with our pet lovers out there?
No matter what pet you choose to have, ladies and gentlemen, just keep in mind, love him like a family member. No matter how rough your day was, no matter what went on in your life that day, your pet is not the one you need to take your stress or your frustration out on.
Very good point.
Agreed.
Very good point. Well, as we come to a close of tonight's segment, right now I want to thank all of our listeners. We appreciate everyone taking the time out of the day to listen to our podcast. You might be driving to work, sitting in the airport, or just sitting at home, we just appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you go to our Giggling Paws and Pets. There you can find our YouTube channel. Like us and subscribe. Go to our website at gigglingpawsandpets.com. You can also find our links to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter on our website. We have a lot of great content for pet and pet owners. So as we sign out tonight, I'm JR.
I'm JC.
I'm Chris.
I'm Ramon.
All right, and we say goodnight. GPP out.
Be out.
GPP and them Kansas City Chiefs out.
All right.
Boom.